Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is a live recording of a 50-minute full body flexibility practice. My lovely angel assistants do lay down not long after we start, so bear with them for the first few minutes, or bear with me, I should say. I do use my strap, or I don't use my strap today, but I do recommend having something to make your arms longer just in case you do need it, and then something to lay on. So find some space to move as well, and let's get started. All right, I guess it's time to get started. We're running just a few minutes late today. We're gonna start laying down though, and then if you do have a strap, you can have that off to the side. For now, we won't be using that for a little bit, but if you do want to lay on something, you can set that up. Come on down. Maybe start with your knees bent. Maybe walk your feet a little closer towards your hips. And you might even reach your arms past your head. Take a stretch. And then either leave them there, but let your hands rest on the ground, or you can bring your arms to your side, but maybe out nice and wide. Your palms facing up. And then you can decide if you want to make a diamond shape with your leg, or send them out long, or maybe you're going to keep your knees bent, your feet planted. Let's take a slow breath in and let it go. And do that again, just a nice, slow, full breath in and out. And one more time, fill up with air. And let it all go. And take a few more moments here to settle in. You can move if you need to move. Just let your day slow down. Allow your body to relax. Now, as we begin to move, You do have your arms reaching above your head. Maybe slide them back to your side. You can start to plant your feet on the ground again too, if they aren't already there. And then if you're laying on top of something, let's take it out. You can slide it off to the side. Lay flat on your back. Maybe give your knees a hug. Oh, maybe sway side to side. Massage your back against the ground. And then we're going to keep our left knee hugging towards the chest, or you can bring it in now. Your left foot can find the ground, or you can send that leg long, but give your right knee a nice big squeeze, a little bit of effort to hug that knee towards your chest. Squeeze towards the belly, maybe. And continue to squeeze that knee in. Take just another breath, maybe squeeze a little tighter. And then you can start to let it go and bring your left knee in. The right foot can find the ground, or you can send that leg long. Give the knee a nice squeeze though, a nice hug towards the chest, towards the belly. A little bit of effort with your arms to hug the knee in. Just another breath here. And then you can start to let go of the left knee. You can plant both of your feet on the ground or hug your knees to your chest. But maybe a sway side to side first before you tip all the way over or you rock yourself forwards. But we're going to come up to seated. And from seated, we're just going to find butterfly. So you can bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out wide. Maybe push your hands into the ground a little bit. Lengthen through the spine. You might add a gentle sway of your shoulders side to side. You might even fold forwards. We're not going to be here very long, but just feeling those hips again. If you were making a diamond shape before, or maybe it's your first one today. And if you did fold forwards a little bit, start to make your way back up and just help your knees come together. A little squeeze, a little hug. You're going to be coming to tabletop from here. So find your way to your hands and knees. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Give your hips a little bit of a sway, side to side. And we're going to turn our fingers, pointing them out to start, and the hands beginning either under the shoulders or even a little bit wider than that, but fingers pointing out to the sides. You can spread your fingers wide. You can gently press your palms down. We're going to keep the fingers pointing out though, out to the edges of the mat. And maybe you'll keep your hands where they are, or maybe you'll step your hands a little closer together. But the closer you go, the deeper this will be for the wrists, the shoulders. So you can go all the way until the forearms are touching, but only go as far as you're able to keep those fingers connected to the ground, those palms connected to the ground. You did move your hands a little closer together than where you started. Just slowly step them back out. Just take your time. Take some little baby steps with your palms until they're at least shoulder width apart or slightly wider. But press those palms down just one more time, and then you can turn your fingertips to point forwards. Again, counter stretch if you want it. One hand at a time maybe, left palm facing up. Fingers could point towards your knee. And then you can switch to the other side. Palm up. Nice job, you guys. Okay, bring your hands back to the mat, back to your tabletop. We're going to be bringing our right knee forwards, though. If you do have pillow or anything you'd like to have close by to lay on, perhaps have it at the top of your mat. We're going to be sliding our right knee forwards. You can either sit on that heel or bring the foot out to the side and join me in pigeon. Try to level the hips. Try to level the shoulders. Maybe lift your chest up a little bit. But then you can fold forwards and maybe lay on something. You're folding forwards or moving the upper body a little bit. Think, are my hips still level? Are my shoulders still level? Just finding your breath here, though. Stretching through the legs. If you're folding forwards right now, we're going to lift up again. And if you are able to just kind of tip over towards the right side, we're going to end up in a half straddle from here. So if you tip over to the side, we want our left leg to be out long, out wide. We're facing forwards and our right leg is bent. Maybe you've got to come here from a different way. Left leg out long, out wide. Right leg bent in front. We can point our toes up, feel the stretch through that left inner leg. You might push your hands into the ground. You might add a little sway through the shoulders. You might tip forwards here too. But we're not going to stay that long. Whatever that means. That means something different to all of us. But a stretch through that left inner leg. Awesome, you guys. If you're folding, start to come back up. We can help the legs come back together. Maybe give the knees a hug or a squeeze. We are going to be moving to tabletop again. I'm just going to be turning around, so I'm going to move my pillow to be on the other side. But we're going to start in tabletop. We're going to do that wrist stretch one more time. You can stick with the fingers pointing out to the sides. You can scooch the hands closer together if you want to. If you want to turn your fingers to point towards your knees, it's just a little different, but maybe equally as deep. If you work your hands closer together and fingers are pointing out to the sides. But feel free to do one hand at a time if you'd rather. Spread the fingers, connect the palms. Our hands, if your fingers are pointing towards the knees, they're just under the shoulders. Maybe a little bit closer to the knees than the shoulders. You could be forwards a little bit. If you are doing one hand at a time in any way, you can switch side. You were bringing those forearms closer together with the fingers pointing out to the sides. You might start to scoot your way back. So the hands are under the shoulders or a little wider. We're going to be turning the fingers to point forwards again. You can take your counter stretch. If you don't want the counter stretch with the ground, you could sit back on the heels. You could take some wrist circles, but maybe one palm is going to face up. And then you can switch to the other. Coming back to tabletop when you're ready. We're going to be setting up for pigeon, but if you want some extra time to circle out the wrists, give them a little bit of a massage, add that in, and then slide your left knee forwards when you are ready. Decide if you're going to be sitting on that left heel, level the hips, level the shoulders, or, pop your foot out to that right side. Level the hips, level the shoulders. Maybe lift your chest a little higher for a moment. Maybe folding forwards and resting on something. But a few moments here to breathe. So if you are leaning forwards right now, you can start to lift again. We do want to tip over to the left or find that half a straddle as best we can, as gracefully as we can, so that our right leg is out, left leg is bent. Point those toes up, feel that inner leg stretch, lengthen your spine, maybe push your hands into the ground. You can add a sway of the shoulders if you like doing that. Maybe folding. If you are leaning forwards, you can find your way back up. We can bring our legs all the way back together. Give them another hug or squeeze. We're going to come onto our tummies now. So you don't need your pillow, but your strap could be close by just in case. And lay on our tummies. You can stack your palms to start. Rest your forehead on top. Maybe add a gentle sway through your hip. And we're going to be moving through a couple of different things and maybe combining a few things along the way. But we're just going to start with the right foot lifting up and bringing the heel towards the glute. So you can use your strap if you ever need to make your arms longer. You can just squeeze that leg to hold that foot up, or maybe you are going to reach back for that foot. Give it a hug towards your glute with your hand or with your strap. So a few more breaths here. If you want to stay on your belly, you can. If you want to reach your left arm kind of forwards in front of you so that you can tip over onto your left side, your head might end up resting in your hands. You're still hugging that right heel towards your glutes. And then if you are on your left side right now, you can either keep holding the foot and come back to your belly, or you can let it go and come back onto your belly. But regardless, our right leg is going to be going out long. Both legs long. Stack your palms under your forehead. Maybe give the hips a little bit of a sway. We're going to be switching sides. Left foot lifting up. Maybe using that strap, maybe reaching back, left hand, left foot. Or it doesn't really matter which hand you hold it with. Now you might stay here on your belly. It's kind of harder to roll onto one side when you're holding your foot. But if you want to try to roll onto your right side, reach your arm forwards so it's not in the way. Tip yourself over as best you can. Hugging that heel towards the glute. All right, if you want to let your leg go or tip over first, up to you, but send legs long and find your belly as well. And just take a second to relax. Maybe give the hips a little sway. Just check in with how you're feeling so far. And then we're going to be lifting our chest up, coming onto our forearms. So I want you to take a peek at your elbows. Actually tuck them underneath your shoulders as best you can. Let your palms face down. So your hands are just going straight out from your elbows. So maybe your fingers are pointing straight forwards. Give the glutes a little squeeze. Push the hips down. Try to lift your belly button up. Feel your back turn on. Soften your forehead. You might look down towards your hands. You might close your eyes, but just trying to keep the neck in line with the spine for your sphinx. Now lift your belly button up just a little bit more, even if it's touching the ground. Just think, I'm trying to lift it up. And take another inhale. As you exhale, you can start to relax your chest back down, stack your palms, maybe give the hips a little bit of a sway. So we're going to be sending our left knee out to the side. We're going to set up a half frog leg with that left leg. Our right leg can stay long. You can relax here. You're in your half frog leg, opening up that left hip. If you want to lift your right foot up and add that quad stretch back in or hold that foot up, try to hold that foot or your strap, making your arm longer. Try with your left hand first if you want to be specific. Maybe try the left hand. And then just remember, you might be enjoying your frog leg, skipping the quad stretch. You're holding onto your foot or holding onto your strap, and you're using your left hand. You might be comfortable here and you might stay. You might also try to hold on with your right hand this time. See if it is a little different. Maybe it's the same. All right, should you have your right leg bent right now, I want you to let that go first. Lengthen that leg. Frog leg, our left leg can slide back in. You can take a little sway of your hips side to side. We're just gonna switch so our right knee can come out. Your frog leg, where you can stay. Enjoy. Open up that right hip. If you want to lift your left foot, you can lift it. But maybe try to reach either for the strap or the foot with your right hand first. you are holding on to the foot and you want to switch to hold on with your other hand, you can give that a try. And if you do have that left leg bent, I want you to let that leg go. Very slow, very gentle. And then bring your right leg back in as well. Both legs long. You might stack your palms again, rest your forehead. You might take a gentle sway through the hip. We're going to lift our chest up one more time. We're going to come back for our Sphinx. Being just a little bit specific with where our fingers are pointing. I want you to tuck your elbows under the shoulders again. And our elbows are going to stay there. They're not going to lift up today. They're going to stay there. But your fingers might point straight forwards from your elbows. Palms facing down. Or you could take a moment to bring the hands out a little bit wider. So maybe your fingers are pointing kind of towards the top corners of your mat, or maybe just out slightly. I want you to see if your elbows can stay right underneath your shoulders. So instead of taking one giant step with your hands, you might take some little steps with your hands, tucking those elbows in. Go as far as your hands will allow you to go, where you can still connect your palms and your fingers. Then give those glutes a little squeeze. Lift your belly button up. Notice how you're feeling through your neck, through your shoulders. Have you gone too far? Is something not feeling quite right? Do you want to bring your hands back to center? Fingers pointing straight forwards, or in a little closer. I want you to still be able to relax here, working a little bit to pull that belly button up, a little press into the forearms, but still able to breathe softly, relax your forehead, be soft through the neck, the jaw. And then just like that, it's over. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, let those elbows go out to the sides, stack your palms, chest down, forehead down, relax. Maybe sway your hips. Okay, one more chance here to stretch our quads. Our right foot can lift. We can hold it. We're not going to stay here very long. You can do just the right. You can add the left. Okay, but we might try to roll onto our left side. Maybe you're just holding your right foot and tipping over towards the left. Maybe you're holding both and you kind of got to scooch around a little bit. Maybe you are successful in tipping all the way over to the side. Hardest part today, rolling from side to side. Find your way onto your belly. Let your right leg go. If you're doing one leg, find the left foot. Maybe you're holding both or just the left. And then you can try to tip over to the right. It's difficult. And then we can find our way, maybe back onto our bellies. A little easier to come back over, I think, maybe. Once you are on your belly again, very gentle, very slow. Let your feet go. Bring your hands under your forehead one last time. Give your hips a little bit of a sway, side to side. We're going to be bringing our hands by the shoulders to push ourselves all the way up to tabletop. And then to child's pose, knees wide, big toes together. You can reach your arms forwards, you can bring them to your sides, but just melt it down for a moment. Scan your body. Soften your belly. And stay for another breath or two, or even longer if you'd like. But use an inhale to help lift you up when you're ready. You might come to tabletop, then eventually sitting down with your legs in front. Or you might hug or squeeze your knees. And get ready to lay down on your back, just flat on your back. You can either hug your knees to your chest or leave your feet on the ground, but maybe you'll add a sway of the knees side to side. We're going to be moving into a twist. If you want both of your legs to stay bent, they can tip over to the left. If you want to hug your right knee in, maybe send the left leg long, and then you can tip your right leg over. Just adjust your shoulders, reach your arms out. Find your twist. Feel your breath. Take a nice deep breath on this side. And use an inhale to help you roll out of your twist. Either hugging both knees in or leaving your feet on the ground. Finding your twist, going the other way, maybe both legs bent, maybe the left leg hugs in to the chest, and then you tip over. And adjust your shoulders again. And find your breath again. Stay for another nice deep breath. And use an inhale to lift your legs, roll back onto your back. You could hug your knees in or leave your feet on the ground, but maybe rock or sway. Massage your back. When you do feel good, to make your way to Shavasana, you can start to let go of the leg. Maybe you're sending them out long, wide. Find a comfy place for you. Let your body be heavy. Be still. Feel your breath. You can slowly start to move. Maybe your fingers, your toes. Maybe a big stretch. Bending your legs so that you can roll over. And finding your way up to a comfy seat. When you're ready, you can bring your hands together if you'd like. Awesome practice, you guys. Thanks for joining us today. Have a really nice weekend, and we will see you guys next week. Namaste. If you enjoy these longer 50-minute practices, make sure to join my membership right here on YouTube. You will get access to a brand new 50-minute practice every single week. So click the link in the description down below, and I will see you on the mat very soon.